All right, guys, so we're gonna move right along and get to one of the biggest items in any build, especially in my build, because this is an Obsidian 800D from Corsair, one of the biggest chassis there is. Of course, I've got that extended ATX motherboard, and I want to do custom water cooling, so this chassis is a perfect choice, gives you a lot of flexibility and a lot of space, which is a really big deal, a really important factor when you want to do water cooling. So you can see on the side of the box here, you've got a number of different features that have been outlined. You can see you can easily install a number of different hard drives. You've got awesome options for cable management, so you get a really clean look on the inside. There's also this little window that you can pop out so you can get access to your CPU when you want to run upgrades or anything like that. You've got some big fans included. Lots of awesome options. There's your front I/O. And most importantly, guys, it looks really slick. It's got a subtle sort of design that I'm a big fan of. It's black. That's a big important factor for me. And it's huge, which gives us a lot of options for our build. So I'm going to jump off camera right now, get it out of the box, and let's take a look at the actual chassis. So here's what the case looks like outside of the box. As you can tell, it is a beauty. You have aluminum on the front in black, and the rest is steel, same color. Along front here, you've got a bunch of 5 1/4 inch drive bays. You get a lot of drives in there. On the top, you have your power button. There's an LED light, and then there's this little door that reveals some expansion. You've got USB 3 audio, your reset button. There's also even FireWire as well as regular USB 2.0. As we move down the case, you'll notice this big door here, and that again you can click to open. It's also removable, and this will expose your hot swap drive bays. The only real thing on this case that's not black is the Corsair logo along bottom. You can also tell at this point that it's an elevated case, which is good. That means you're going to get airflow in underneath of it. Now, as we move around to the side of the case here, you'll see a nice big window, so you're going to be able to take a look at your components, admire your components once they're installed, and it's very easy to remove as well. One button press and you can remove this particular window. I'll put that to the side for a quick moment here. You'll see a lot of stuff right away. The first thing that catches my attention is all these rubber grommeted areas, so you can get some really nice cable management going on in there, and you're not going to have everything sort of sprawling all over the place. This is that magic window that will allow you to remove it from the other side of the case so you can do things like CPU upgrades, etc., water cooling. It just gives you more flexibility. You'll also notice a couple of pre-installed fans. There's a big one back here and there's another down below. Air is going to come in from under the case, up and then out the back, but there are a number of options for fan installations on the top as well. So you can either install fans here, or in my case, I'm going to put a nice big radiator up there because as I said earlier in other unboxing videos, I do want to do custom water cooling in this chassis, and there is a lot of space to do it. So as you can see, there's a toolless design in terms of installation of your 5 1/4 inch bays. There's a couple of doors here, and actually this door reveals even another fan, which is going to help to cool down your hard drives or whatever lives in those hot swap bays. And there's another little door here, which, let me just remember how I remove it. There we go, which reveals the connection section, which is where you're going to plug in your SATA ports, etc., so you can utilize those hot swap bays. So there's also some other things included in this unboxing. You've got a user manual, of course, and then up along top here, there's a little box which is probably going to include all the screws and everything necessary to get your motherboard and other components installed into this chassis. I'll just open that up and give you guys a quick look at that. So yeah, it's just as I expected. You've got your cabling. There's actually some SATA cables in there. You've also got your front I/O cables. These look like, oh, these are extra rails for your toolless design. You've got, this looks like a rubber piece that fits around a fan. And you've also got zip ties to keep everything nice and clean. You've got your screws, your standoffs, everything to get your equipment installed in this case. So as you guys can tell, a beast of a case here. I should take you around the other side and just show you guys what that looks like. Give me 1 second. So here's the other side of the case, and it opens up in the same manner as the windowed side. So now you just get an idea of the back of all these rubber grommets. This is where all your cabling is going to run in order to keep the front side nice and clean. This is also where your window is, which exposes the back side of the motherboard so that you don't need to completely remove the motherboard if you want to mess around with the CPU or, you know, install a water block or anything like that. Now, moving to the back of the chassis, that's really the last thing that we've got to cover. So the back of the chassis is pretty straightforward. From here, you can just see the back side of this fan here. You've got a couple of rubber grommets and inlets. Once again, those could be used for water cooling. Here, of course, are all your expansion slots for your PCIe cards in this case. And down below, you've got the space where you're going to install your standard ATX power supply. I'll be installing a beautiful 1200 watt power supply in that space. The last thing to mention is there is a removable and washable filter in the bottom side of the case, which is convenient. After all, airflow comes up through the bottom, so that's an easy way to keep it free of dust and keep it working efficiently. Anyway, guys, that's been a quick unboxing and overview of the Corsair Obsidian 800D chassis. As you guys can tell, this is an absolute beast. I can't wait to get all these wonderful components installed in here and also start to figure out how I'm going to best utilize custom water cooling right within this chassis. I know there's going to be a big radiator up top and also on the back. It's going to be an absolute pleasure to build in here because it is so spacious and roomy, and I just love the design. It's obviously a subjective thing when it comes to a chassis, what you like and dislike, but for me, the understated stealth sleeper look on this case is exactly what I'm looking for. So anyway, guys, if you enjoyed this content, if you enjoyed the Ultimate Gaming PC project, make sure to like and favorite this video as it does help out a bunch. And I'm going to keep these unboxings moving along. There's a lot more to go, but we're getting closer to the wonderful, amazing build videos. Stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your support. Catch you guys real soon. Later.